Hey guys, my name is Brian and welcome to Brian Reads. In this video, I'll be sharing with you 5 classic books that I want to read in 2020. Let's go! Alright guys, so if you're new here, I want to extend you a very warm welcome and tell you a little bit about my channel. In this channel, I make videos about book reviews, book discussions, reading challenges, and most importantly, my passion is to share with you all the important lessons, concepts, ideas that I get from each and every single book I read. And from that, I really hope that my videos and my channel will be able to help you to learn something new each week or to help you to start reading a book. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get into the video.
Here we go!
We have here Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. So this book was written in 1883, and I think there was a movie made about this book in 1950. But what got me into reading this book was referenced in a recent film. It's titled The Journey to the Mysterious Island, starring The Rock or Dwayne Johnson. In the scene, the main character took out a map from this book and another from Jules Verne's The Mysterious Island, if I'm not mistaken. When he put it on top of each other, the map aligns and a new map is created, which was only able to be found by combining all these 3 maps. I forgot what the other book was. That's why I decided to get this book. And it turns out there was no map on this version. So I got the paperback one. I think there will be one in the hardcover version. This book tells the story of a child called Jim Hawkins, whose parents owns the Admiral Benbow Inn, which is located by the side of the sea. One day, a man named Bill came into the inn and he was weird. He was paranoid all the time. He was always on the lookout for people searching for him, and he was looking wary and afraid. And he even paid Jim, this little boy, a silver, if I'm not mistaken, just to be on the lookout for him and to tell him every man that comes in and out of the inn. Until one day, Bill fell ill and died. This Bill guy always pays someone with the treasures that he has. So gold coins, silver coins, and everything like that. So after he dies, Jim, the little boy, knew that there was some bad blood going on between Bill and some person out there who he's owed or he's stolen from. And it turns out to be true. A few days after he passed away, pirates ransacked the inn, and Jim, luckily with his mother, escaped the inn with a few treasures of Bill's. I believe there was a little pouch that he also grabbed by mistake, and inside was a map to an island. I really can't wait to start reading this. Alright, moving on to the next book. The next book is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. I am pretty sure that you have heard the name The Nautilus. If you have heard it before, the Nautilus was a fictional submarine in this book who was commanded by Captain Nemo. It happens to also be the fact that the Nautilus, the submarine, was also referenced in another of Jules Verne's novels, which was titled The Mysterious Island. So the book talks about the entire world is currently searching for scientific answers to account for the mysterious attacks happening to marine transportations all around the world. This held beliefs of an undiscovered, hidden, large and monstrous sea creature who is lurking somewhere, and no one has ever seen it before or discovered it, and there was no scientific evidence about the existence of this particular creature. The US government decides to conduct an expedition in New York City and invites along a French professor and marine biologist, Pierre Aronnax. And I guess, if I'm not mistaken, that's when they entered the Nautilus and met with Captain Nemo. I haven't read the book, forgive me if I'm wrong. So why I like this book is I've always been interested in those kind of creatures such as Bigfoot and Nessie. whose existence can be scientifically proven. So that's the underlying motivation I have on why did I get this book in the first place. And also it's a classic, so I believe it's going to be a great read. Alright, so the next book that I'm going to read is actually Homer. Not Homer. The Odyssey by Homer. So this book actually has a connection with the previous one, which is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and it kind of blew my mind. The Odyssey is actually a Greek poem, and I saw a reference online. The main character, Odysseus, somewhere in the book encounters a Cyclops. And the Cyclops decided to ask for his name, where he replied with, I think it's in Greek, Eudes, which translates to no one. And the interesting thing is that the Latin translation translates Eudes into Nemo, as in perhaps the Captain Nemo in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Alright, so you might be wondering why I decided to get this book. As I just started reading classics, I decided to get this because if you know the sitcom How I Met Your Mother, where Ted Mosby is the main character, and he referenced this book in one of the episodes, and I couldn't remember which one. And I guess I want to get a glimpse into the minds of Ted Mosby, and that is why I decided to get this book, and that's the only reason why I did. So the next book up on the list, I believe this is the fourth one, is The Call of the Wild by Jack London. This book also has a theme of journey, adventure, and heroism, which I really do enjoy. The interesting thing is that this story is being narrated from the point of view of a dog. So there was a dog named Buck who was kidnapped from his owners. He was kidnapped by the gardener, and he was sent to Yukon when the gold rush happened in 1897. I believe that there was a movie released earlier this year, which is based on this book and was starred by Harrison Ford, the legendary Harrison Ford. And after I read the book, I'll definitely watch the film. I think that's pretty cool because there's a lot of movies, like not only in the present day, but in the past, like there's a lot of movie made based on classic books. For example, like The War of the Worlds, which I'll be talking about next. There was also a movie about 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Robinson Crusoe, and many other more classics. So the last book on my list that I want to read this year is The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. According to an online reference, this book is considered one of the most influential science fiction work ever written, and probably one of the earliest book to detail the interaction between humans and the extraterrestrial race. Which I know it's gonna be epic. So this book talks about the war between inhabitants of the planet Mars and the people of the Earth, as the story started with a shooting star seen from Mars, and a mysterious cylinder was then discovered in a place, I believe it's called Horsell Common. It was discovered near London. I don't know if that's focus. Yep, there's a quick summary back there. So my underlying motivation about buying this book is probably my love of Star Wars. I believe that this book gives birth, or one of the earliest works of science fiction, which develops into a really large interest in our society nowadays, with Star Wars, Star Trek, and everything in the science fiction genre. And I believe that this book inspired some of the components in Star Wars, such as perhaps laser beams, burning rays, two lightsabers, and trooper guns. Forgive me if I don't know the name of those guns. I wanna read about where Star Wars actually originated from. And I believe that this book has contributed to the science fiction genre by writing the first interactions between us and other races out there in the universe. Alright everyone, so I think that is all for today, and just to recap, the 5 classic books that I want to read in 2020 is The Treasure Island, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, The Odyssey, The Call of the Wild by Jack London, and last but not least, The War of the Worlds. So I hope that my quick review of these 5 classic books that I want to read will help you or motivate you to read, to start reading a classic, or to help you choose out your next classic book. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I make weekly book content videos every Wednesday, and make sure you don't miss out, so tune in. And if you want to find out more about the books I recommended today, I'll put a link down below of where you can get it easily. And at the end of this video, I hope you guys are doing great, you guys are staying safe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.